This is CBB Today. I'm Spencer Ostroff, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're doing a game preview. Now, we're doing this for the Michigan State versus Purdue game, a top 15 matchup between two of the premier programs in the Big Ten. We have Matt Painter against Tom Izzo, Jeremy Fears against Braden Smith. We're going to go through a bunch of the players, some key X factors to keep an eye out for, and then I'm going to give my game prediction. If you like these types of videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. If you watch this Purdue team this year, you know they are still one of the best teams in the country. Now, are they as good as people expected them to be? Probably not. They're currently sitting at 22-5. They were once ranked the #1 team in the country before falling at home to Iowa State. Now, Braden Smith, he is the head of the snake. He averages 14.9 points per game, 8.7 assists, and he shoots 41.2% from three. We all know he is currently chasing Bobby Hurley's assist record. Is he going to get it? We'll see. We got about, he could have 10 games left. He could have 7, 8. They're going to probably have to make a run for him to catch that assist record. Fletcher Loyer's averaging 13.6 points per game. He is shooting 40.2% from three. The guy I really want to talk about was Trey Coffin-Wren. Now, Trey Coffin-Wren, he's averaging 13.3 points per game, 9 rebounds. Trey Coffin-Wren this year was supposed to be the guy. When it comes to big men in the Big Ten, he was supposed to be that guy. And look, I don't know all the details. Apparently there was some stuff off the court that he was dealing with, so I'm not going to give him a hard time. But has he been inconsistent? Yes. The last 2 games, he has scored. Against Michigan, he scored 27. Against Indiana, he scored 20. If he is turning that corner, if he's becoming that guy that's going to rebound, that's going to give you 18 to 24 points, this Purdue team is capable of making it all the way to Indianapolis. The problem with this Purdue team, it's been their athleticism all season. They can shoot the three. Obviously, Loyer, Braden Smith, Omir Meyer, who's been playing more, he's been playing well too. He kept them in it against Michigan, honestly. CJ Cox, obviously, Jack Benter. They have guys. Oscar Clough's been good. They have guys. The problem is, if they run into an uber athletic, 7th seed or 10 seed in the round of 32, I could see them running into some issues. The good thing is, they play Michigan State on Thursday. I don't think Michigan State is that type of team that's going to run them out of the gym, especially at Mackey. Now, Purdue, they defeated Iowa on February 14th. They killed them. The final score was 78-57. The game was not even that close. That game was over before it even started. And then on Tuesday, February, 17th, they lost to Michigan 91-80. That game, again, was probably not as close as the final score. It was a 20-point game, 12 minutes into the game. They crawled back. They showed some fight, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. And then they came back and they defeated Indiana 93-64. So it's kind of been, a little bit of a inconsistency whirlwind going on for the Purdue Boilermakers. And that's, I think, the main reason why people just don't trust them. It's the consistency. Since, basically Big Ten play has started, they haven't shown that they can string together 5 or 6 wins in a row. So, look, like we said, Purdue has the talent to get the job done. They have Braden Smith. They have Fletcher Loyer. They have Trey Coffin-Wren. They got Clough. They got Omir Meyer off the bench. Can they string together those games? I think they can. And I think if someone's going to get them to do it, it's Matt Painter. Now, am I saying I think they're going to win the national championship? No. But are they capable? Yes. I'm not out on Purdue just yet. Not with 3 of the most experienced guys in the country. With all that being said, let's now talk about Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans. If you're still watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? We do reactions every Monday, and we do these recaps, previews, and breakdowns every single week. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and we're trying to get there by March Madness. Hit that subscribe button and get back to the video. Now, with Michigan State, we all know the engine that makes their offense run is Jeremy Fears. He averages 15 points a game, 9.2 assists. He only shoots at 28.6% from beyond the arc, but he doesn't shoot that many threes. He lives inside the paint. He likes to draw fouls. Love him or hate him, he is one of the best point guards in the sport. Jackson Kohler, one of the most improved players in the sport, and a big reason why I projected Michigan State to be an 8 seed prior to the season is because I just didn't think that they had that much talent. I wasn't expecting Jackson Kohler to make this jump. I didn't think Jeremy Fears would make this jump either. I thought they lost too many guards. They lost Trey Holloman. You lost Jace Richardson. You lost Jaden Akins. I didn't think they'd be able to survive. Well, Jeremy Fears stepped up. Jackson Kohler stepped up. Carson Cooper is going to be a Michigan State legend. Like, it's that simple. Like, Cohen Carr, is he the greatest player in the world? Is he as good as people expected him to be? No. Is he averaging 11.6 points per game, 5.3 rebounds? Is he going to play good defense? Sure. Okay? Like, you want more out of him, but it's hard to complain about that. Kurt Tang, Jordan Scott recently got inserted into the starting lineup. He's been big for them. And look, last week we talked about X factors. When we were talking about Houston versus Arizona, I said if Arizona's going to want to win that game, they're going to need a guy that doesn't typically step up and give them a big game to give them a big game. Now, this game is kind of similar. Michigan State is visiting Mackey. Arizona in that game was 6.5-point underdogs. I presume Michigan State is going to be closer to 8-point underdogs. So they're going to need someone that usually gives them, 6 or 8 points to maybe give them 14 or 15. And Jordan Scott, he currently averages 6 points per game on the year. Now, that number is a little bit skewed because his minutes have gone up recently, so, he wasn't playing as much in the beginning of the year. Jordan Scott, Kurt Tang, one of those guys, Cam Ward maybe, step up, because you know what you're probably going to get out of Fears, what you're probably going to get out of Kohler, what you're probably going to get out of Carr, Cooper, like those main guys. Those aren't X factors. The X factors are the guys that don't typically step up, that, go in, play hard, give their 6 points, their good defense, the 3-and-D guy potentially, that gives them, 10 to 15 minutes a game. One of those guys is going to have to give them 14 or 15 points if they want to walk into Mackey Arena and beat Purdue. It's that simple. I think it's possible. I think if anyone can do it, Tom Izzo, one of the best coaches this sport has ever seen. Michigan State, this team has experience. This is going to be a point guard battle. It's going to, what gets better than this? Braden Smith against Jeremy Fears? Come on. So, a big key, Michigan State's bigs are going to have to stay out of foul trouble. Obviously, they're going up against Oscar Clough and Trey Kaufman-Renn. I think they're going to go directly at Carson Cooper. They're going to go at Kohler. Look, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. I think Purdue's probably going to be favored around 8 points, like I said. I think, I've seen some people think the spread's going to be like 3 or 4. I just disagree. I think at Mackey, it's going to be a lot more. I think the odds makers kind of love Purdue still, even though they haven't had the best year. Like I said, both these teams are 22-5. Both these teams are towards the top of the Big Ten, and both these teams are going to be top 4, potentially top 3 seeds in March. Now, Michigan State, obviously they play at Purdue, and then they have at Assembly Hall, they go to Indiana, which will be a tough game. Indiana will probably be favored by a couple points in that. They then play Rutgers at home. They will roll Rutgers. And then they go to the Chrysler Center, and they play their rivals, Michigan, where it seems like the bad blood has only gotten worse this season between those two programs, those two fan bases. So yeah, Michigan State, they could go 1-3 in their last 4. I think 2-2 is a win for them. They can lock up a top 4 seed. Just don't, win at... It's going to be tough. You're going to have to win that game at Assembly Hall because you're not expected to win at Mackey or at the Chrysler Center. So, yeah. Michigan State has those 4 remaining games. Purdue has, obviously, Michigan State on Thursday, and then they play at Ohio State, at Northwestern, and versus Wisconsin. So their 2 toughest games remaining are at their home arena. The 2 games on the road against Northwestern and Ohio State, you should probably win. If you win those 4 games, it's not really going to matter what happens in the Big Ten tournament. You will probably get the 2 seed out west, which I think Purdue is fine with because Arizona will be the 1 out west. And although Arizona's better than Purdue, it's not the worst matchup in the world for Purdue when it comes to athleticism. So, yeah, with all that being said, let's now get into my game prediction. So I kind of went back and forth with my game prediction. Now, there's no spread for this game yet, but look, I'm presuming the spread's going to be around 8, maybe 7, maybe 9, around there. I was thinking, Purdue's been a little inconsistent this year, as well as Michigan State has been. Michigan State has a great defense. Purdue's got a great point guard. They have great bigs. So I was going back and forth, and I came to the conclusion that this is the type of game where whoever's the home team, I'm picking. With that being said, I'm picking the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm taking Braden Smith, taking Trey Kaufman-Renn, and I'm taking Matt Painter at Mackey Arena. It's that simple. It's one of the best home courts in basketball. Has it been great to them this season? No. It's still one of the greatest home courts in college basketball. So, obviously, Michigan State has a great defense. I don't think Purdue is going to go out there and drop 90 points. I don't think they're going to even drop 80. I think they're going to win, like a 72 to 61 type of game. 72-61 will be my final prediction. I think the Purdue Boilermakers get the job done at Mackey. I think, they get some momentum going into their last 3 games. If they can win 5 straight games going into the Big Ten tournament, look, that's a scary team that you're going to end up facing. And that's a scary team that you're going to end up facing in March. Because one thing that Purdue has that a lot of teams don't is continuity and experience. And that matters a lot in March Madness. So, yeah. That'll round out this preview and the prediction. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed making these previews. We're going to keep doing them. We're going to do Michigan-Illinois, which plays on Friday. And then we have a bunch of games that we'll preview this Saturday. So, yeah, let me know what game you want to see next. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers by Selection Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. CBB Today. Peace.